Now for the pollution control problems. Our group identified possible challenges in volatile organic compounds control, acid and alkaline gas control, particulate matter, and nitrogen oxides. The challenge in volatile organic compounds, or VOX for simplicity, is the removal of them in air emissions by the capture and destruction method. So first, for the capture methods are done through absorption or biofiltration. Common absorbent used are activated carbon, zeolite, silica gel, etc. On the other hand, biofiltration reactors are commonly filled with organic materials such as peat, inorganic materials like lava rock, or synthetic materials like polyurethane foam. The problem with this method, it produces a wastewater and odor. It so requires high insulation costs in a large area. While for the destruction method, it requires chemical process such as thermal oxidation, catalytic oxidation, and regenerative thermal oxidation. As discussed with the module, thermal oxidation uses air and auxiliary fuel to produce a region of high temperature in which where the pollutants are oxidized. With the high temperature, it leads to high energy consumption, of course. Then, aside from high insulation costs, it also produces secondary air pollutants due to the combustion process. Now for the acid and alkaline gas compounds. Commonly used are wet scrubbers. Then, the type of liquid used by the wet scrubbers are differ depending on the application and type of pollutants. For acid and gases, liquids such as water, alkaline solution, and ammonium hydroxide are commonly used to neutralize. While for the alkaline gases, water and acidic solutions are used to neutralize ammonia and other basic compounds. The problem with the wet scrubbers is that it is ineffective for acid concentration of less than 1 ppm and alkaline concentration of less than 3 ppm. No? It also can handle mixed acid-alkaline compounds in the air emission. And then now, lastly, for the particulate matter and nitrogen oxides control. For particulate matter removal, control devices of cyclones, centrifugal devices, and wet are installed after some type of LSCS. The challenge is that cyclones and centrifugal devices are not efficient for fine particles removal, and the wet web is only used in the wet bench cleaning process. Then, for the nitrogen oxides removal, the current method such as the reducing the ratio of gas fuel or reducing the temperature of the combustion zone is still not enough to meet the emission target.
So for this slide, we have the pro solutions to the pollution control problem. So as said earlier, we have a pollution control problems for the volatile organic compounds, which is the capture methods and the destruction methods. However, in here, we employ a hybrid physical chemical methods, which an example is the HGRC combined with thermal oxidation systems. It has a flow rate as high as 104 to 5 times 105 meter cube. So, as said earlier, the volatile organic compounds control generates also wastewater, high installation cost, and it has an ineffectiveness of pollutant concentrations, and it also contributes to the production of secondary air pollution. So we proposed this method since this is more effective, economical, and yields lower secondary air pollutants, as said by Lu et al. 2023.
Next, for the acid and alkaline gas control. The following are our recommendations for improvements to have the lowest possible concentration of acid and alkaline gas emissions. On our recommendation, we assume that operation costs are not the company's concern. So first, in increasing the central wet scrubber tower and the packing material height. According to Lu and others, in 2023, the packing material height can be increased by 1.4 specific areas. The mentioned improvement of the central wet scrubber, or CWS, leads to an increase in the exhaust gas retention time in the control equipment. which enables better contact between the exhaust gas and the absorption liquid. This method is applied by the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is one of the world's largest semiconductor manufacturing company for advanced chips. TSMC pollutant removal efficiency is also 10% higher than with the traditional treatment. The company removal efficiency for all acid gases also improved from 71 to 89%. Then next, an alternative control method is they're operating a parallel plate wet scrubber or PPWS. It was proved that this method achieved a very high removal efficiency of greater than 99% for hydrogen chloride, and acetic acid with a very low concentration in a short residence times for about 0.5 seconds. Then lastly, according to Penn and others, in 2024, integrating an atomizing nozzle in the scrubbers to enlarge the hydrogen fluoride particles ultimately improved the capture rate from 22.6 milligrams per nanometer cube to 2.87 milligrams per nanometer cube, or approximately 87% reduction. Then now for the effectively handling of the mixed acid and alkaline compounds in the air emission. An alternative packing materials that may be implemented by the company is the honeycomb wet scrubber, or HWS. This scrubber is a water-absorbing polypropylene fabric with higher specific surface area. Utilizing this method can provide a high efficiency of greater than 95% for the mixed acid gases. Additionally, the pressure drop of HWS is also very small, ranging from 0.5 to 0.8 centimeter. Then lastly, in this year 2024, Peng and others also proposed a solution. The solution is that incorporate an exhaust pipeline diversion treatment. This solution is to separate the acid alkaline gases before reaching the scrubbers. Adding this component is more costly in exchange for reducing the risk of creating secondary pollutants like ammonium sulfate crystals in the waste generated during the etching process.
Lastly, for our proposed solutions, which will address particulate matter and nitrogen oxide emissions, it has been identified that both secondary pollutants can be effectively removed using wet electrostatic precipitators. For particulate matter, a particle condensation growth with the use of Venturi scrubber combined with a wire-to-plate single-stage wet electrostatic precipitator is advised. With this approach, it will result the effective condensation growth of fine particles to micro-sized particles, which are then removed efficiently. A very high removal efficiency of 99.2 to 99.7% for nanoparticles less than 100 can also be obtained. For nitrogen oxide, alternative wet scrubber method can be adopted. With this method, nitrogen oxide will be oxidized to nitrogen dioxide by ozone and then reduced to nitrogen by sodium sulfide solution. This method can achieve 90% removal efficiency. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening, and we are now accepting questions, clarifications, and suggestions.